Hey guys, welcome back to another vlog. I'm so glad that you enjoyed the first one I did with my mountain bike about a week ago. While we're talking about that, please leave any comments below on any videos or things, subjects that you want me to cover in up and coming vlogs throughout this year. First subject is this amazing house that's behind me. A lot of you guys and girls comment on my videos. This is not my house. I wish it was my house. It's about £3 million worth. It's just in my village and it belongs to a very nice neighbour of mine. Right, let's head over and have a good look at my M2 Competition. As you can see, it's absolutely filthy. As most of you know, I'm not really into cleaning my cars in the middle of the summer, let alone the beginning of January. Got a couple of control and shift stickers, Breaking Bad on this side, and I pity the fuel on this side, which is very relevant. I've got a pair, I've got one here, one in the back seat, of Michelin Pilot Alpine 4 tyres, which are winter tyres. Some of you remember about a year ago I put a set of these on this very car and took it out to the Nürburgring and did a winter tyre test with Misha from Apex. I absolutely destroyed those winters, so Michelin have very kindly sent me some fresh ones. These are the front ones, 245 3519s. The rears will be coming very soon. I'm sure I'll do an update video of when I put those tyres on. There's the other tyre in there, and the car actually smells of rubber, which for me is obviously a bonus because I'm a weirdo. What have we got here? Well, we got my phone and my Google Pixel 4 phone. Oh, a control and shift mount on the back of the phone. What does that mean? These are a new product that we sell on control and shift. They look very familiar because they are very similar to the Mega Mounts. Fantastic little bits of kit. We've just started selling them. They are £10 including postage, or until the end of January, if you spend £30 on control and shift, you get one of these for free. So just line it up, that goes on there, and then my phone, boom, just like that. So the magnet just attaches there, and believe me, it is very, very secure. Old. I'm sure it does for my neighbours, but never gets old for me. Okay guys, today I thought we'd cover a topic that I get asked about regularly. What is going to replace my M2 Competition? I'm a YouTuber, but that doesn't necessarily mean I change my car every 5 minutes or buy another car every couple of weeks, because I just don't have the cash to do that. And even if I did, it wouldn't really interest me, to be fair. I think I'd buy 3 or 4 cars and just use them all the time. I wouldn't want to be swapping in and out of cars all the time, because to me that's a sign of buying the wrong car, but maybe I'm wrong. What's going to replace the M2 Competition? Well, I've had this car for about 13 months now, and I absolutely love it. There's 2 answers to that question, really. The first honest answer is I don't have the money to replace this car at the moment, even if I wanted to. So I know it's in negative equity. I'd have to pay some money to get out of this PCP deal, and I don't have that money, or at least I can't justify it anyway. Let's say I did have the money, what would I be looking at? I mean, what cars are there that are comparable to this car, or what cars are there out there that I've got my eye on and I kind of would love to own or have, that are within a realistic budget? So let's say cars that are within, say, 55 to 60 grand, like this one is. There are some real obvious ones, like the fantastic Alpine A110, the Porsche Cayman, Audi TTRS, those sort of cars I guess are kind of direct competitors to this car, but there's some fundamental things that I need this car, or my daily car, which this car is, to have in order for it to be my daily car. And those are 4 seats minimum. I need 4 seats because I regularly carry friends and family around. I take my parents around, and I love having the 4 seats in the car. To me, a 2-seater is great and it's a luxury, but I couldn't live with the 2-seater because I know the minute that I got one, I would need 3 or 4 seats the very next week. And that's before you start factoring in things like boot space. This thing's got loads of boot space, and with the rear seats folded, I can get my mountain bike in the car. And I like having my mountain bike in the car because, as you've probably seen from my first vlog, it's an expensive mountain bike and I don't like having it hanging off the car. And also it means that if I go to Wales or somewhere where there's some really good mountain biking, if the bike's strapped down properly in the car, I can actually have a bit of a spirited drive on the way there and on the way back, rather than the bike being on the outside of the car and being worried about the bike scratching the car or falling off at worst case. So I need those practicalities, and unfortunately the majority of sports cars, especially ones I've just mentioned, they really don't have that. In fact, the TTRS, yes, it's a 2+2, but the rear seats are just insane. Like, they're so small and really not suitable for anyone more than a child, and even then it's a temporary sort of place. But the TTRS or the TT, I have to say, the boot space is always maybe a bit underestimated unless you've owned one, because they are brilliant. You can actually get, as I did when I had a TTRS at the end of last year, you can get mountain bikes or a mountain bike in the boot, which is amazing when you look at the size and the dimensions of a TT. They are actually pretty practical cars if you only need the 2 seats. There's ingredients in this car, again, that you just can't find in any other offerings in that sort of price point, that also tick all the boxes of practicality for me. Things like a manual gearbox. Yes, you can get one in a Porsche Cayman, but you can't get one in an Alpine, and you can't get one in a TTRS. So the fact this has got a manual box, I absolutely love the manual box, and I talk about this a little bit in some of my other videos, that I'm very, very fortunate to get my hands on a lot of lovely press cars, and we'll talk about what I've got coming at the end of this video. But the majority of those press cars that I had last year and I've got coming this year, in fact all of them, they're all automatic, because that's kind of the way things are going these days. So the fact that I might have an R8 parked on in my village, or I don't know, an M5 competition or an M8 whatever it might be something really exotic, really special, but I'm always gonna still get excited about driving this car after driving one of those, just because of the brilliant manual box. And I love that engagement, and they're not going to be around forever, manual boxes, especially in mass-produced cars. You know, you are going to find them on older cars, they're still going to be around, but just the opportunity to get in this. Yes, the car is less efficient, and yes, it's not as quick as a DCT-equipped M2 Competition in a straight line, or around a track for that matter, but I've got this for engagement, driver engagement, and I absolutely love having a manual box. I really, really do. The other thing that I absolutely love about this car is that it's rear-wheel drive. It's rear-wheel drive, and it's got a straight 6 up front, producing just over 400 brake horsepower, and that is a perfect recipe. A lot of people say to me, oh, you're not looking at getting your car tuned, etc. 400 horsepower in a rear-wheel drive car in the UK is enough. Yes, it would be nice if I had the M2 CS tune, you know, 450, 460 brake horsepower, because it does flatten out a little bit above 5, but I'm really happy with this, and I think, again, that combination is kind of irreplaceable. Let's look at some other manufacturers. So we've got Mercedes. Some of you might be saying, what about the, say, C43? similar sort of price, similar sort of size, maybe a little bit bigger. But again, very, very good package, but nowhere near as exciting on the limit as this car. And you wouldn't really want to take a C43 on a track day, but yeah, it would undoubtedly be a more comfortable daily than this car, but it just doesn't have that raw edge that this car does. And although it's one of those interesting cars that on paper look very similar, so similar price, similar power, similar performance figures, but actually in reality very, very different cars to sort of drive and live with. C63, C63S, more money, yeah, more money to buy, more money to live with, and again, stunning cars. But would I be having more fun in a C63 on a track or on a circuit? Probably not. On the road, yeah, undoubtedly. But really, like I said, C63 or C63S is another price bracket. Talking of other price brackets, M2 CS, I get asked about that a lot at the moment. Have you got an order for one? Are you getting one? No, I'm not. I'm definitely not. Number one, most people ordered their M2 CSs sort of 12 to 18 months ago. And you needed to do that because they're limited numbers. Whether they've sold them all or not, I don't know, because it might be a bit of a sort of marketing ploy, but whatever the case is, they look like they're going to be incredible cars. But we're talking 70 odd grand. They're £20,000 more than this car. And although, yes, you're going to see that 20 grand, you know, across the car, like the beautiful bonnet and various things, the nicer seats, the lighter seats, the weight saving, the extra power, etc. Yes, it all makes sense, the much better brakes, but to me, I can't justify that. I can't afford it. And the monthlies for an M2 CS, I'm guessing, are going to be well over £1,000 a month, which will mean that they're almost twice of what this car is. So it's twice, even though it's £20,000 more, you're looking at nearly twice the repayment. So, wow, it's slippery today. I'm not even trying, and the roads are so slippery. I need to get my winters on pretty soon. Long story short, I'm not going to replace my M2 Competition in the near future because I love this car. I still absolutely love this car. I haven't driven anything else that excites me more, especially for the money, and it just fits and suits me. It's still a current car. It's still available to buy, and I think it's good for the channel as well. It's a really nice car, and I always have a very, very pleasant experience driving it. So yeah, gonna stick to this for the near future. Let's see in 12 months when the new M3 and M4 come out, let's see what they're going to look like on finance and stuff, because again, they're going to be in a completely different category. So I'm going to have a good year to even think about affording one of them. In terms of what cars I have got coming over the next 5 or 6 weeks, well, I've got a very interesting M2 Competition with all the M Performance parts coming next week. In fact, I'm going to BMW HQ to have a look at it. They've given it to me for the day because that's really all I wanted it for. When that goes back, I've got a very interesting M5 Competition coming in. As you can imagine, that's really, really exciting me because I love the M5 Competition. It is one of my absolute favourite cars, if not my favourite car on the planet. And the one that I'm getting from BMW UK next week is a very special edition version. I think it's got a aftermarket or an M Performance coilover suspension system. It's got lots of M Performance carbon stuff, but no, I don't even know what color it is. So, but who cares? I've got an M5 Competition for a week, and I can't wait to get behind the wheel of that thing again. After that, I've got an M8 Competition, and I know that I was in Spain, well, only about a month ago actually, for the launch, the UK launch of the M8 Competition. But I've got that for a week. I really want to do a track day with it. I've got a track day booked for this at the end of the month, end of January. I want to really take the M8 and do a comparison video, but I can't afford to insure that car, so I'm going to talk to BMW about the odds, the chances of them possibly insuring it to take out on track, because press cars are insured for us on the road, but they're not insured for the track. I've got an A6 all-road coming, which I know probably won't appeal to maybe many of you, but I love the all-road. I always have done since, what, around 2000 when they first came out, and they're just such a rare and cool car. And then I've got the obvious ones, or the obvious one to me, at some point, no confirmed date, but I will be getting my hands on the new RS6 when I can. I'm desperate to get my hands on that, as everyone is. I mean, what a car. Other cars I've got coming, the RS Q3, should I get the Sportback or should I get the normal one? Let me know what you guys would prefer, because I haven't stamped that down yet. And then there will be plenty more cars as and when I get my hands on them, car launches, etc. coming up. I've got the electric Mini launch, I think sometime in February, so that'll be an interesting little car, because I think small electric cars do make a lot of sense in towns and stuff. So yeah, looking forward to driving that. Otherwise, that's about it, guys. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope you can still see me, because it's very dark outside. My headlights have come on. And yeah, give us a thumbs up if you did. Remember to leave any comments and questions below, in particularly any ideas of new videos that you want me to shoot on new topics for this sort of vlog series, because as I say, everyone's taken it quite well and has shown a lot of interest in that first video I shot. So I look forward to shooting some more stuff. Cool. I will see you at the next video. Thanks for tuning in. Cheers, guys. One car I totally forgot to talk about in the video is the Toyota Supra, but obviously, again, that's a two-seater, and I don't think it's really any better than the M2 Competition. I'm sure they're going to bring a hot one out in the next 18 months or so, so we'll keep an eye out for that in the meantime.